Hello everyone, it's Farhan here. I hope you all are doing great as always. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to undervolt your CPU to get less temperature and same performance. Or it might actually be better if you were like thermal throttling or something. So, moving forward, I have the Intel i5 14th generation. Your processor might differ. You might have an older generation, newer generation, but the undervolt applies on all processors regardless. So, my motherboard here is the MSI B760M-P DDR4. Your motherboard might differ. It might be from Gigabyte, from ASUS, from ASRock. So, the undervolt method is always the same. There is only one other method that kind of differs, but I'll go into depth in all methods for undervolting your CPU. So, for instance, I have the MSI motherboard. I go to the device by pressing the Del key on the keyboard, or I can just simply go to the boot menu by pressing, I believe, F11 or 12. It sends me to the boot menu, and from there will always be an option, regardless of your motherboard, saying Enter Setup. That sends you to your BIOS. So if you don't know how to get to your BIOS, from a single key, while you're restarting your PC, you can just go to your boot menu and then go to Enter Setup. So once you're in your BIOS, for MSI users, you'd have like an easy mode screen at first. You have to click on advanced mode so that it shows you more options. Then from there, you go to OC tab on the left, as you can see here now. Once you go there, there is an option called CPU cooler tuning. That option, is almost certainly on all motherboards. It's just like a preset that tells your motherboard's BIOS to set a higher power cap for the processor. So here with our MSI motherboard, there's an option called MSI Unlimited setting that allows the maximum power limit for a PL1 and a PL2. So we would want that to be always on the maximum, just for starters, to be able to get like the maximum possible performance at our PL1 power and PL2 power, with of course doing the undervolt. So I choose the unlimited settings. There's another thing I forgot to mention. If you don't have the CPU cooler tuning option in your BIOS, you can just simply manually adjust the bar limits for PL1, PL2, which is the long duration bar limit and the short duration bar limit. For MSI users, you can just go to advanced CPU configuration. You have that option as well on other motherboards. You go to the long duration bar limit and you just type multiple nines, as you can see here in the video. I just type like 4 nines, 5 nines, and then press enter. It will lock it to the maximum, which is the 4096 watts. We do the same for short duration bar limits. And don't worry, it won't use the 4096 watts when you're like stress testing your CPU or playing, any game on your PC. It will just, use the maximum power limit rated by the manufacturer. Like if the manufacturer limited the CPU to run like 130 watts under its maximum frequency, say 4.9 gigahertz on all cores, then it will only use 130 watts. It won't use any more than that. But we just like maximize the bar limit so that in any case scenario it will just use the maximum weighted bar limit in the CPU. And then we we go down to the undervolting tab. Here under the voltage setting, you'd find something called CPU core voltage offset mode. You'd want that to be a minus. By default, it'll be on auto. You'd want it to be on minus because we're doing an undervolt. Then below it, there's something called CPU core voltage offset. So if your motherboard is from a different manufacturer, you'd have to get that setting from like the power settings or like advanced CPU configuration. There'll always be setting for that. You just have to know where. Maybe you search on Google, search like where the voltage offset mode is, and so that you can get to the exact location that we are at now with our MSI motherboard. So for beginners, you can just start by doing a 50 minus millivolt on your processor just to test it out, So we can do 0.050. That's a 50. Of course, you don't know, you don't do a 50 right away. You do like a 0.05. So it's technically a 0.05, not an exact 50. But yeah, we just call it that so that we can make it simple. You get a warning saying system might get unstable when tweaking CPU core voltage offset for lowering CPU voltage. You just have to press an OK, enter, and then it's applied. You can save changes and restart your PC and test it out. But before doing that, there's something I need to tell you about that is called IA CEP Support. Now, what does this option do exactly is that it intervenes with the CPU's performance when it detects that the voltage drop that we've done, or like the undervolt, is a little bit too low for it. It might actually be normal, the undervolt, but it just has like a specific number that when we go below it, it gets triggered and does something called CPU core stretching. And what does that do exactly is that when you're saying, for instance, doing a CINI benchmark R23 test on multi-core, on the default settings without you doing any undervolt, you get like 15,000 points. Okay? You expect when you do an undervolt to get the same performance, same score, or maybe a little bit less, and still, and maybe you do having a decreased temperature. All right. So when the CPU core stretching kicks in, you find that the score has been dropped for like 20% to 50%. And when you like open HW monitor, for instance, you would see that the frequency is running at its max targeted frequency. So you might wonder, why is that? It just creates fake cycles and fake frequency score. It's not actually running at that score. It's tricking you, because that's just a safety measurement. So there is an option only for 14th gen processors to disable it. You might have it as well if you have like a higher one. You go to the advanced CPU configuration and you disable the IA CEP support, so that when you do an undervolt, maybe that's a little bit more than 50, maybe 80 or 100. Of course, those works for me as well. Might not work for you, but you have to keep on testing if you want to have like less temperature and keeping the same performance. That also depends on your silicon lottery. So to do it, you have to go to the advanced CPU configuration, as I told you before. All right, here it is. For me and the MSI motherboard, it's right below temperature protection. It's called IA CEP support for 14th gen. I have it on disabled already. Yours will be on auto by default, so you'd have to make it on disabled. I recommend you to always disable it when you're doing an undervolt. It's for the best. All right. So if you have like a 13th gen processor or a 12th gen processor, you wouldn't have that option. But again, you'd have to make a test first before any undervolting on the CINI benchmark R23. See your score, save it, go to your BIOS, do an undervolt of 50. Run the test again. Same performance with less heat. Go to the BIOS again. Try minus 70, minus 80, minus 100. When you notice that it starts to like decrease the score on the R23 benchmark, then start to like go back and go to a previous undervolt that wasn't like tampering with the score. That was the exact same as the default voltage for your processor. That's what I would recommend. And there is also another method of undervolting that's called CPU light load. That method is, of course, available only on the MSI motherboards. There is an alternative called IA AC Loadline and IA DC Loadline for the ASUS and Gigabyte and ASRock motherboards. You'd have to go to the location that has this option in your BIOS. You'd have to search where, but if you would want to do it, I'll show you how for the MSI motherboard at first, and then I'll walk you through the other motherboards. So the CPU light load, I have it stacked with the minus offset on my processor. It provides, of course, a more aggressive undervolt, but in my case, I just needed like the best undervolt I could do, because my VRMs on that exact mobile don't have like a heat sink on them, so they get pretty heated when like I'm consuming like 80 watts, for instance. They thermothrottle, and when the VRMs thermothrottle, the frequency of the processor drops, so that it drops the power consumption, so that the VRM's temperature can also be dropped. So I was limited to about like 75 watts on PL1 and PL2. I had to stack up a CPU light load with a minus 90 offset on the core, as you've seen before. So I did a mode 3. You can actually do a light load mode 2, like from 5. I would recommend starting from 5 and dropping it one by one until you see test its stability and see if it's good. Then if you want like a more aggressive undervolt, you can stack up like a 5 403 with an undervolt of starting by minus 50 and then increasing it until you see the system like crashes or something. Then you go back to the BIOS and drop it to like a less aggressive undervolt. So again, with the Gigabyte, ASRock, and ASUS motherboards, you go to something called IA AC Loadline, and you'd see an AC and DC. So, for instance, if you want mode 3, an equivalent to mode 3 on the CPU light load on MSI, you'd have to do an AC of 0.30. That's for ASUS and for ASRock motherboards. But if you have a Gigabyte motherboard, maybe you would only need to type 30, not 0.30, as we did as you do on the ASUS. And for the DC load line, it would always have to be 1.10 or 110. So 1.10 for maybe the ASUS and ASRock, and for Gigabyte it will be 110 for the DC. And AC would be 0.30 if you want an equivalent of light load 3. So you can test that out first. If you don't wanna, temper a lot with the with the minus offset on the processor, you can stack them both together. You can keep on trying. If you've ever encountered that the PC doesn't boot up or anything like that, you can force BIOS reset your motherboard by just removing the CMOS battery from the motherboard, and also unplugging the power cord. Wait for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then put back the CMOS battery and plug the AC power cord back. Start the PC, and the BIOS will be automatically reset, and then you can go back to previous undervolt that was working fine for you, was stable in testing under Cine benchmark R23 multi-core for 10 straight minutes. And that will be it for today, guys. If you have any questions, you can leave me a comment down in the comment section below, or you can join my Discord server. I'd be gladly answering all your questions. You can even DM me on my personal profile on Discord. I'd be so happy to answer all your questions, guys. And that would be it. Thank you so much, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if I helped you in any way. Bye bye.